Have you ever struggled to learn a new language, only to find that you just can't seem to remember the vocabulary or grammar rules? Or maybe you've tried to learn a language before, but given up because it seemed like too much work? Well, what if I told you that there's a way to make language learning more efficient and enjoyable? In this video, we'll be diving into the book Fluent Forever, How to Learn Any Language Fast and Never Forget It by Gabriel Wyner. As someone who has always been fascinated by different cultures and languages, I was intrigued by this book and its approach to language learning. And after reading it, I can say with confidence that the strategies and techniques outlined in the book have the potential to revolutionize the way you approach language learning. Whether you're someone who wants to learn a new language for personal or professional reasons, or you're simply looking for a more effective and efficient way to learn, Fluent Forever is the book for you. So, let's dive in and discover the secrets to language learning success. 1. Start with the right sounds. One of the key takeaways from Fluent Forever is to start with learning the sounds of the target language. This means using pronunciation guides, phonetic charts, and audio recordings to get a good grasp of the sounds you need to be able to produce. This is important because being able to correctly produce sounds is a crucial aspect of being able to speak the language correctly. For example, in English, the letter A can be pronounced in a few different ways, so it's important to know how to correctly produce the sound you want to use. To get started, look for pronunciation guides, such as the International Phonetic Alphabet, IPA, which is a standardized system for transcribing sounds. Additionally, you can use audio recordings and other resources to get a feel for the sounds you need to be able to produce. 2. Create word associations. Another key takeaway is to create word associations, such as using flashcards with images or connecting words to existing knowledge. This will help you remember new words and make the learning process more engaging and memorable. For example, if you're trying to learn the word for apple in Spanish, you could associate it with a picture of an apple or with the word manzana in Spanish. This type of association will help you remember the word and make it easier to recall when you need it. You can also use existing knowledge to help you create connections between new words and the things you already know. For example, if you're learning French and you already know the word for car in English, you could associate the French word for voiture with the English word car. This type of association will help you remember the new word and make it easier to recall when you need it. 3. Use spaced repetition. Utilize spaced repetition, which is a technique that involves regularly revisiting and reviewing material to reinforce learning and prevent forgetting. This technique is based on the idea that regularly revisiting information will help you retain it better over time. For example, if you're trying to learn a new vocabulary word, you could review it every day for a week, then every other day for a week, and so on. This type of repetition will help you remember the word and make it easier to recall when you need it. Spaced repetition is a powerful tool for language learners because it allows you to focus on what you need to remember and to revisit the material regularly to reinforce your learning. Additionally, spaced repetition can be done in a variety of ways, such as through flashcards, quizzes, or other activities, so you can choose the method that works best for you. 4. Learn grammar inductively. Instead of learning grammar rules first, focus on learning grammar through context and exposure to the language. This will help you understand how the language works naturally and make it easier to remember grammar rules. For example, if you're watching a TV show in the target language, you can pay attention to how words are used in context and try to identify patterns and grammar rules. Over time, you'll start to see how the language works and be able to remember grammar rules more easily. Learning grammar inductively is a more natural and engaging way to learn grammar, as it allows you to see how the language works in real-life situations. Additionally, it can be more effective than learning grammar rules first, as it allows you to see how grammar is used in context and helps you understand how words fit together in sentences. 5. Learn vocabulary through sentences. Learning vocabulary through sentences is a key takeaway from Fluent Forever. When you see new vocabulary in context, it helps you understand how words are used and makes it easier to remember. This approach to learning vocabulary is different from traditional methods that involve memorizing individual words. Instead, by seeing the words in context, you'll be able to understand their meaning and how they fit into the language as a whole. This will make it easier to use the words in real-life situations and make your speaking more natural. One way to learn vocabulary through sentences is to use sentence flashcards. You can create your own flashcards by writing a sentence that includes the vocabulary word you want to learn, and then adding a picture or image that helps you remember the sentence. You can also use language learning apps that have sentence flashcard features. By reviewing these flashcards regularly, you'll be able to reinforce your understanding of the vocabulary words and see how they are used in context. Another way to learn vocabulary through sentences is to watch TV shows, movies, or videos in the target language. This will expose you to the language in a natural setting, where you'll be able to see how words are used in real conversations. You can also listen to podcasts or radio shows in the target language, which will help you get used to the rhythm and flow of the language. By immersing yourself in the language and seeing vocabulary in context, you'll be able to learn the words and their meanings more easily. 6. Immerse yourself in the language. Immersing yourself in the target language is an important aspect of learning a new language. This means making the language a part of your daily life and exposing yourself to it as much as possible. By doing so, you will be able to practice what you have learned and make the new language feel more familiar and natural. For example, you can watch TV shows or movies in the target language, listen to music, or read books. If you have the opportunity, you can even visit a country where the language is spoken, or take classes with native speakers. The more exposure you have to the language, the more it will become a part of your life and the easier it will be for you to learn. 7. Speak from day one. Another important takeaway from Fluent Forever is the importance of speaking from day one. This might seem intimidating at first, but it's important to get used to using the language as soon as possible. By speaking from day one, you will start building your confidence and improving your speaking skills. For example, you can start speaking with a language exchange partner, or find a tutor who can help you practice speaking the language. You can also attend language classes or join a language group in your community. Whatever your approach, the key is to get speaking and start practicing as soon as possible. The more you speak, the more comfortable you will become and the more you will improve. 8. Find a language partner. To further improve your speaking skills, it's important to find a language partner. This could be someone who speaks the target language fluently, or someone who is also learning the language. Having a language partner gives you the opportunity to practice speaking in a more natural setting, and to get feedback on your speaking skills. For example, you could look for a language exchange partner online or in your local community. You could also sign up for a language course that includes a speaking component, or join a language club where you can meet and practice with other learners. Whatever your approach, having a language partner is a great way to improve your speaking skills and make your language learning journey more enjoyable. 9. Use multiple modalities. Another important takeaway from Fluent Forever is the importance of using multiple modalities to reinforce learning. This means using a combination of reading, writing, listening, and speaking to help you remember new information. For example, you could start by reading a book in the target language, then listening to an audiobook of the same story. You could also practice writing in the language or speaking with a language partner. By using multiple modalities, you will reinforce your learning and help ensure that you remember new information more effectively. 10. Be patient and consistent. Becoming fluent in a new language requires patience and consistency. Learning a new language takes time and effort, so it's important to be patient with yourself and stick with it. By making language learning a part of your daily routine, you'll be able to reinforce what you've learned and make steady progress towards your goal of becoming fluent. One way to stay consistent with your language learning is to set achievable goals. This could be as simple as studying for 30 minutes each day or practicing speaking with a language partner once a week. By setting small goals, you'll be able to track your progress and see how far you've come. You can also set larger goals, such as reading a book in the target language or taking a language proficiency test. Another way to stay consistent with your language learning is to find a language partner or join a language learning group. By having someone to practice speaking with, you'll be able to reinforce what you've learned and get feedback on your speaking skills. This will also help you stay motivated and stay engaged in your language learning journey. Thank you for watching our video on Fluent Forever by Gabriel Wyner. We hope that you found the information shared in the video to be helpful and that you feel more confident in your ability to learn a new language. Remember, the strategies and techniques outlined in the book can be applied to any language you want to learn and can help you achieve your goal of fluency. Fluent Forever is a valuable resource for anyone looking to become proficient in a new language, so if you're ready to start your language learning journey, give this book a read. We hope you found this video to be helpful and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Thanks for watching.